Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is week 3 of All About That Pace with Plebian Racing. We are in the Renault Megane. We are at beautiful Misano on a lovely autumn afternoon in virtual Italy. We are P something 4, no, not 4th, 6th, 5th, P5 out of 7, maybe 8 if Randy gets back, I hope. I don't know. Pace is good.
Good luck, everyone.
Same to you.
Merci.
Same to all of you except James, right in front of me.
Just punt them.
Hey now, I painted that car. Keep it shiny.
Yeah.
It'll buff out.
I gotta keep myself from punting myself, you know?
What did happen to Randy? Did DC again?
Yeah,
I think he probably
disconnected.
just disconnected.
No. All right. 40 minutes plus a lap around Misano. No horn in this car, that's a shame. But here we go. It will just make the race distance on one tank of fuel. I was a little concerned in practice, but it looks like it's going to make it.
Good luck.
Lights coming on. Green flag
green,
we're racing.
I was in neutral.
On your right, clear right.
Oh,
The leader
I
is
didn't even
now
see
in
the
the lead.
lights come up until they were all on.
Car right. Still there. Hold your line, clear right.
No, baby!
On your left. Hold your line. Clear left.
Oh, Martin, that's not a gap. There we go. Hey, what's up? Good morning. Aren't time zones weird? Oh, baby! Oh, the drift king! Ah, good times.
Okay, Pasha, keep doing what you're doing. This is spot on, P4.
Well, if I can provide you some late night, early morning entertainment. Oh no!
Car left.
That's not the line
Watch
at
your
all.
line. Still there. Clear left. Left side, clear left.
Oh my god. Guys, I just forgot this is a 40-minute race.
Oh no.
Do you have 25 minutes of fuel in the car?
Yeah? Yeah, I do.
Ow! Ow, my butt! It is quite fun. I don't know how realistically
There's
this
an enemy. Y'all are
replicates
gonna
them
do
again.
pit stops?
I have tires because I don't know how those are gonna be.
P5.
So it's a not planning on it, but if I'm seeing pace becoming an issue, I might.
On your right.
Alright.
Clear right.
Oh no, Pasha. Come on, mate, defend your position. The car ahead is Smith.
Actually, I've never driven this car for more than 25 minutes.
Yellow flag,
so I have
watch
no
out.
idea what the tires do.
All I know is that we get into the medium grip,
This is a mod.
but I don't know what that means in terms of handling and lap times.
I first saw it on one of Gamer Muscle's
Some cars,
streams.
tire
He was
models,
using it in one of
you don't
his
feel
races
anything.
versus
Others,
subscribers.
there's
And so I
significant
joined
drop.
him in that stream race. Fell in love with the car, found where to download it, and now it's in the
God, and the pit lane's so long. I'm gonna lose so much time.
Don't be distracted. Defend your position.
It's approximately on pace with modern GT3s, which is why the number plates for this league are the GT3 plates. And if we ever run a GT3 open class, this might be in it. It's like a Google Drive link or something. It was run by First
Fastest
Studio
lap for
Racing,
Wilson,
something like that.
135.2.
But yeah, I've
P6.
never really heard of them before or since. But they produced this, and it's pretty great.
The gap to Crane behind is now 1.2.
I could legitimately compete with Martin if I could just get my act together here.
The gap to Smith in front is now 0.8.
I don't remember if Gamer Muscle's Discord has a link to this somewhere, maybe. I feel like he might have links to his streamer race mod selection. Somewhere in his Discord, maybe. If we're both
Fastest
awake
lap
enough
for
at the end of this
Wilson,
stream, I'll see if I can put it in the
135.0.
chat. If you're on the Plebian Racing Discord,
That
of course
lap
it's
was
in
at
there.
136.0. That's your quickest lap.
Or you can find this race server in AC and do download content. That might work. It's called Plebian Racing All About That Pace.
Oh, crap.
Yellow flag.
If you just find the server in Content Manager, you might be able to use the download content link and get the car that way. But for that one mistake, I'd still be with Martin. If he makes a characteristic Martin mistake, and I don't make a characteristic me mistake, this fight could be on again.
That was fun.
Yellow flag.
He and I are both notoriously inconsistent over the course of a long race.
That was a 135.7. That's your best lap in this session.
That's quali pace for me.
Yellow flag.
Oh no! Oh, Tyler.
Very hard to see y'all.
Oh no. What happened?
Spin. See y'all next week.
Ciao, man.
Ciao.
Man, don't quit. 40 minutes is a long time. Alright, whatever.
Yellow flag. Okay, Pasha, you're reeling. Smith in. The gap is now 0.9.
No, baby!
That's a new fastest lap for the leader, 134.9. The gap to Crane behind is now 1.8 P5. That lap was a 135.7.
Ah! Always exciting. The upgrade adventure. When it works out. I used to do that myself back in the day. System I'm on now, I got from a local shop. They custom build stuff. The peace of mind of a warranty when you're spending $3K on a computer is worth it.
Yellow flag.
I am now, yes. This
That
is
lap
the
time was
Moza R5.
135.7. Good lap. That's your quickest so far.
The very budgetiest setup for Moza. ES wheel and pedals, but not the bundle, which I think is a separate kind of thing, even though it's also called the ES. Oh, baby! It's a very recent purchase earlier this year. Until then, I was on a good old Logitech G29, which I still have as a backup, just in case.
The gap to Smith ahead is now 1.1.
G29 served me for a lot of years. Yeah, right? I think that's been the biggest difference, is having that direct feel of... Oh, the pedals are better too. The load cell pedals, I think, are an even bigger
Yellow
difference
flag.
than the wheel. I mean, this is the R5. It is the absolute weakest DD available from Moza.
Okay, Pasha, we've gone out of track limits. Keep it between the lines.
But it is still a DD, so it does provide that subtle front end feel. No complaints at all from me. This has been a fine setup. Oh, there is an R3. I had no idea. Oh no! I got all excited because I was catching Martin.
Keep it between the lines. Yellow flag, keep your wits about you, mate.
I think I might have ballast now. I don't really have time to look over at the chat to see if there's a notification from the system about ballast. There's supposed to be track limit penalties
New fastest
applied.
lap for the leader,
I see a warning.
134.7.
Must have gotten away with it there.
The gap to Crane behind is increasing. It's now 3.5.
I feel like both Martin and I are going to make some sort of mistake at some point. The key is to make sure that mine is smaller than his. Mistake, that is. That is not it. That is not the line.
We've been warned about track limits.
Oh, nice.
The gap to Smith ahead is now 1.2.
I also had the driving force. I don't know if it was the GT. It was branded with Gran Turismo stuff all over it. I think it was the Driving Force Pro. Like it predates the GT. But it still has that
Yellow
incredible
flag.
gear
Watch
whine. Oh, from the motor. Then I went from that to a G29. Used that for 4 years, and now I'm on this. It did have the built-in shifter, yeah. The up and down shifter. Oh no! That's not where the track goes. That is not the line. It's still not the line. Why do I keep doing that?
Stay between the lines.
I
Please
know, Jim. Goodness.
P5.
Remember when I said I need to keep my mistakes smaller than Martin's? I have not been doing that since I said it. Hence the widening gap between me and Mr. Smith.
The stewards have warned us for cutting the track. Keep it between
Yeah, I
the
thought
white
that might
lines.
be a little aggressive. Oopsie. Still no warnings in chat, though. Interesting.
The gap to Smith ahead is now 2.3 seconds.
That's better. That's better. Finally.
Yellow flag. Okay, Pasha, we've just cut the track.
It wasn't on purpose, Jim. I promise. So close. Why am I so bad at this?
20 minutes remaining, you've got 20 minutes left. Half distance, fuel looks good.
We're half done already? Wow. This race is just flying by. I'm just out here vibing, having some fun.
The gap to Smith in front is now 2.7. You've just done a 135.7. That's your best lap in this session.
Oh, that was kind of
Yellow
terrible.
flag, caution.
I think the brake pedal is the biggest change from the G29, which, I mean, the brake pedal on that thing is kind of awful. They did their best with the little spring rubber in the back to try and simulate brake feel, but there's just no substitute for a load cell brake with actual resistance on it. That was an awful line through the hairpin.
The stewards have warned us about track limits. Keep it
I
between
think
the
my
lines.
brain's melting a little bit. You know, there was a time where I did this,
The gap to Smith.
if not
ahead
every
is
night, then
increasing.
most nights.
It's now 3.5.
There were some seasons on SRS where I was racing 6 nights a week and streaming all of it. I think I'm just out of practice. Like, I'm literally not as good as I used to be because I don't do it as much. If that makes sense. Whoa, baby! Save made. It cost me some more time.
Yellow flag.
Yeah. Wasn't fast, but it was fun. Misano's a great circuit.
That lap was a
I really
136.3.
enjoy it. It's a very un-me circuit though. Like it's a lot of, it's very flat. But I don't know. I enjoy it. I'm really glad it's an ACC.
You've got half your fuel left.
It's a great track for GT cars, you know.
15 minutes remaining, 15 minutes to go.
You could do with some more elevation change, but you know, it's a really interesting layout. Got some really fast, sweepy corners, some good S's. There's nothing about Misano that's particularly annoying, you know. Like even this sort of hairpin, it's kind of nice and wide open, not like some torturous little thing.
The gap to Smith ahead is now 4.7 seconds. Your lap time was a 135.7.
There's a nice flow to it, like once you start to feel it. There's a very nice smooth flow to it. Even when you get to the slow stuff, like it makes sense.
Pay attention to track limits. Please pass
I
up.
know, Jim. Goodness. It's like you want me to follow the rules or something. It's a real shame nobody showed up to this race. I mean, there's only 6 people here. There's like 24 signed up for the series. To have only 6 here tonight is kind of a drag, but we can have fun. My brain is definitely melting. It's a little bit late. I haven't been sleeping very well. But unlike before where it was like anxiety, sleep deprivation, this is more like, I don't know. I think I've been snoring? I've been waking up with like scratchy throat and stuff. As if I've been snoring or something. It's weird. I'm on the east coast of the USA, so it's coming up on 10 o'clock p.m. 22 hours.
The gap to Smith ahead is now 5.6 seconds.
I find it interesting that a lot of the world has started to go to 24-hour time. I've always used 24-hour time. So occasionally, our local public radio picks up the BBC World Service News late at night. I noticed they've started announcing the time as 22 hours GMT. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, you know? It's a great place, the U.S. With a really interesting mix of great and not so great people. But you can say that about
last
anywhere.
lap was a 136.0.
Don't let the wackiness of our national news scare you away from the fact that, at its core, the United States is a great place. Canada's pretty great too, though.
Keep it within the track limits.
Whoa, goodness me. No, 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 no! Let me at least finish in front of John, for God's sake. I don't think I rejoined badly there. Nope, John's still behind me. Okay, great. I've been pulling away from John this whole race. That pretty much grenades any chance of me catching Martin unless he has a similar mistake. 6 seconds, yikes. My brain is definitely melting. This happens to me in long races.
10
I'm
minutes
like,
left. All right, Pasha.
concentrate.
Come on, stay focused. Apexes and exits. Apexes and exits.
Concentrating for people who take things seriously. I'm a guy sitting in his basement in front of his computer, playing with a toy wheel, pretending to be a race car driver. So you can only take that but so seriously, you know? I want to do well, obviously, but... I don't have a lot of sponsorship dollars riding on the result of this race. Ah, 9 minutes to go. I just gotta keep it on the black stuff.
Yellow flag. Your lap time was 136.3.
I'm a second off my own pace now. Tires are fine, it's just me. Problem exists between wheel and chair.
The gap to Crane behind is now 2.8 seconds.
Give me the gaps.
Okay, I'll tell you the gaps.
I love voice commanding, Jim. That was a more decent lap. More in line with
The
what I'm
gap to
capable of.
Smith ahead is now 12 seconds. Your last lap time was at 1:35.7. The gap to Crane behind is now 2.9 seconds. Yellow flag.
Monitor Smith.
Understood. We'll tell you about Smith.
Dang it!
We've had a cut warning.
I
Keep it
know,
tidy.
I
Please catch
know.
up.
Oh, that time I did get a warning in chat. Ah, because I gained time. It doesn't
That's
give
a
you
new
a
fastest
warning.
lap for the leader,
To,
1:34.4.
gain time. That's very smart.
That's 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes. Keep digging. This isn't over yet.
Yeah, but it kind of is, Jim. I'm
The
gapping
gap
John
to
again.
Smith in front is now 12 seconds. The gap to Crane behind is now 3.4 seconds.
I've apparently forgotten how to exit that complex. At least
The
one of the
leader
team
is now
cars will
leading.
be in the front.
The gap to Smith in front is now 12 seconds. You've just done a 1:35.7. The gap to Crane behind is now 3.6 seconds.
The gap up front to Smith seems to have at least stabilized a little bit. But at this point, I'm not going to catch him unless he puts it in the wall.
Two minutes to go. 2 minutes.
Totally lost concentration there heading into the kink. I just kind of blanked out. I think this one and one
That
more.
lap time was 1:35.8. Okay, Pasha, 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Why can't I have been doing this for the whole race? Man!
To Smith ahead is now 12 seconds. Last lap, that was 1:35.1. That's your quickest lap in this session. The gap to Crane behind is now 4.9 seconds.
I'm glad I looked up. Crew chief said I was on last lap. AC says I've got 2 laps to go.
Yeah, he doesn't do well with the +1.
No.
I'll be interested to see what he says when we cross the line here.
Martin's almost catching me sleeping.
The gap to Smith ahead is now 13 seconds. You've just done a 1:35.8. The gap to Crane behind is now 5.4.
Well, the tires seem to have held up.
Yeah. You had me worried when you're like, a full tank's just barely gonna be enough. I'm like, I calculated less than a full tank was gonna be more than enough. And I'd already hit drives. I was like, here's hoping I didn't screw something up.
I was just surprised that the tank's only like 44 liters, and I was calculating like a 41, 42 liter race. Like, ugh.
Yeah. I think my calculator was showing me like 38, but I took 41.
Smith has just done a 1:35.1.
Ah, suck it, Smith.
Smith is now in position 3.
Thanks. Great.
P5. There we go. It's over. Bring it back round.
Finished where I started.
I made one spot,
That was difficult.
I think. Where did I? Yeah, I qualified 4th.
Well, Tyler
Made
spun
one
out from in
spot.
front of you, right?
It was Tyler forgot to throw it into gear at the start, and then him and I had a little battle, and then that's when he spun after I got back ahead of him. So, and
Well,
it was enjoyable. Hopefully we had.
So my concentration started to go like halfway through. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard when it gets so spaced out like that, eh? Like, you're just kind of going to La La Land for a while. But I had Martin on my ass, so I had to pay attention.
I think I just
Yeah,
don't.
I had Ozzy on me for the first half hour or so, and I finally started to get a little bit of a gap at the end.
Right.
I think I just don't do this enough. Like my brain started melting at about the 20-minute mark. Like I just barely knew what I was doing anymore. Like,
Well, because like, how often do you run more than a 20-minute race at any given time, right? Like, it's
yeah. Plus, I'm only basically driving once a week instead of 5 or 6 times a week like I used to.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's a little bit harder to get into the groove of things. I'm just gonna wrap up my stream. I'll be back in a second.
Same here. Well, everybody, that was enjoyable. Let's see. I'm gonna deafen myself. Oop, there we go. Tune in next week when we will be at. I don't remember where we're gonna be next week. Oh, Sebring. It will be a night race at Sebring. It's back to the 2x25 minute format, but it will be in the dark, so that'll be fun. I might do different time of day for the 2 races, because you can do that. I think. I'll have to investigate that, see if I can do a race 1 and race 2 at different times of night. Have one at like golden hour, and then one in full dark. I'll have to check. So yeah, I'm gonna, let's see. Let's continue. Let's go raid somebody, but for now, if you're not watching this live, this is gonna transition away. And if you are watching this live, we're gonna go find somebody to raid with our small but loyal crowd of perhaps only the 2 of us. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and we will be back next Friday for more action in the Renault from Sebring.